Oklahoma Newsroom. This is an OSU update with Kyle Fredrickson. I'm Jenny Carlson. Kyle, as the NFL draft rolls along, a guy that isn't going to have his name called, but we thought not too long ago it was a possibility, is Devin Davis. And he's an offensive lineman from Oklahoma State who tore a knee. Now his football career is over, but you had a chance to talk a little bit to people around him and just him about the situation. Really heartbreaking.
It really is. It's a tough deal for him. You know, going into the 2013 season, he's just a sophomore, but at 6'6", 300+ pounds, he was really quick on his feet, already projected as a possible first-round draft pick at being that young. You know, his future was extremely bright, but as we've seen in sports, you know, one play can just change everything. One day in practice, it wasn't even a contact drill. He wasn't even wearing pads. He got rolled into and basically tore every single ligament in one of those knees, ending his season. And as you know, he spoke with the media before this past season, talked about a possible comeback, but as he went down that road of rehabbing and strengthening those muscles, being as large as he was, he basically wore away any cartilage he had left in that knee, and forcing him to basically retire from football early. So a very tough situation, but you know, talking with him and Coach Gundy about how he handled it, you know, they were just wildly impressed with the maturity he showed. Because at the end of the day, even though football might be over for him, it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, a career in football or life in general stops after an injury. When
you say every ligament is torn, I think Oklahoma State fans reflect back to Kai Staley. Right. He basically blew out his knee, ended up coming back, but the cartilage situation with Davis and being as big as he is, the thought comes to my mind, is there going to be long-term pain? And it sounds like that may be something he's going to have to deal with.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, being a 19, 20-year-old kid, I mean, he pretty much has arthritis right now, and that's a tough blow for a guy who was such a strong athlete before this injury happened. And, you know, you bring up Kai Staley. Talking with Devin Davis, he leaned on Staley quite a bit during this process because he was a guy who was able to come back, and even though he wasn't as explosive a playmaker as he was at Guthrie High School, made the transition to fullback, just kind of played whatever role he could get. That really wasn't an option for Davis just based on his size. Like you had mentioned, being 300 pounds, you know, that ligament and those things that have to reconnect, there's just way too much weight to make it work. So, you know, as much as he tried, it was just a situation where his body wasn't able to recover.
All right. Thanks, Kyle. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.